we've crossed a threshold, and previously there was allowances, things were allowed to continue to be moving in a certain direction. There was a lot more allowance to free will on the part of those who have been abusing free will. And it was done in kindness and love and hopes that they would see how it's not really working for them and turn around and be smarter and everything like that. But my coming here and being part of this was a very pivotal part in the, as it was the court case, in the deciding factors of what's going to be done, what's going to work, what's not going to work, how are we going to handle this. That was a big part of it. And it had to play out for all these years without me having full access and knowledge as to what was going on, because it's like a double-blind study. You can't know who gets the medicine and who doesn't, because that would affect the outcome. So I couldn't have full understanding of what was happening, because that would have affected things. But now the fact that I'm being given this means the study has been closed. The study's over. It's done. It's not continuing on. The study is done. The data has been processed. A few little small backup paperwork maybe has to be done, but that's where we're at. The study is completed, and so it's not necessary for me to not know, and also it is not necessary that interference be limited. In the past, interaction and interference from the divine realm and from God was limited, because if they came in and did too much of something too dramatic, it would have also affected the study. If they would have come in and done a big, huge saving thing for me, that would also have affected others around me. And if they'd say done something negative to bring harm, and they saved me, but that in saving me, it also affected them, then they would be less likely to recognize the harm. So I couldn't have been saved before, because that would have messed up the study. But now the study's over. It's done. There is nothing holding back, hindering, or limiting them from acting strongly and decisively. There is nothing to preventing from an individual experiencing the situation of what I call the haboob. That can happen if God decides at this point, I'm not going to wait for everybody else. This person right now who's doing this thing right now, the decisions have already been made. They're going to experience it. So literally, at any moment, at any day, if someone's actions are such that it's going to make things worse for those who are trying to connect to their light and divinity, any of them can instantly be fruit and go through that realigning, cleansing situation. And we would probably experience it if someone is if they can't maintain their personality and who they are because of the cleansing is so deep, then we will experience it as people will just die from the perspective here on earth. And we will not be aware here at this time that that's what happened. So that is why old patterns that worked or gave you more time or put things off it's not going to play out like that now. And the souls know, the oversouls are fully aware this is what's going on. But some oversouls that have experienced so much damage are like, you know what, I can't do anything more. I've done all I can't do anything more. And they're accepting those. Some of them are accepting those facts too. So I'm not saying that any particular person is specifically already been, because if you are still here, then the decision for that particular soul has not been 100% decided. But once it is decided, you can't go halfway through the process and say, oh, wait a second, I'll change now. It doesn't happen like that. Sort of like the criminal who not after they're caught, after they're halfway through their trial, it looks like they're going to lose. So then they say, I want to change my plea now. It's like, after I see all the evidence, I'll change my plea at the last minute. It doesn't really make a big difference at that particular point, because it's not because they're having remorse for their heart or they just realize, okay, I'm caught, so now I'm going to change. It's not a real heartfelt change. You're at a dangerous place for you. You are at a very, very dangerous place for you, because you're using old patterns that you've used before. And the next steps that you take could be sudden, dramatic, and painful. And you don't like pain. You do not like pain. You do not like seeing who you are. And to have the pain and to see clearly who you are is not who you, that's not you. So be very aware. Be very aware over the next days and weeks. When you feel the pulling to lie, sneaky, or to lash out at. Because it's going to come. Because that is your pattern. And just be very aware. Because the outcome could be really, and from your perspective, it would be, from the outside, it would look like a sudden thing just happened to you. You just died suddenly. Unless there is some call for justice, because God loves poetic justice. He really likes poetic, over the top. He's a bit of a drama queen, whatever you want to call it. He is someone who has harmed others and been very haughty about it. He sometimes makes sure their fall happens in such a way that it's a very you see everything falling away first before you die. So it's not like, okay, I'll just stop existing. That's one option, but there might be the disintegration, realization, and tearing apart of everything till you realize just how everything you've always wanted and longed for and dreamed for crumbles before your eyes, and then go through the painful death. That is a possibility. So I don't know. They're not telling me. They are not going to tell me, because I'll get in and have to say my 2 cents worth, and that's not going to happen. But that's where you're at. That is where you're at. And if they feel that you're doing something that is bringing harm to others, and that you're going back to those harmful patterns of either sneaky or abusive, they're not going to put up with it. And I'm saying they because it's not, is God? Yes. Is Father, the great Father, the great Mother and Light? Yes. But there are those of the divine realm who have been watching, and there are myriads upon myriads of them that have been watching and are entwined and have strong opinions about this. And they are more than, they want to act. They know that God has a plan, and they're willing to say, okay, here's the plan, he's got it under control. But if they sense a situation turning in such a way, they may act. And there's a lot of them. So who acts and when acts and what they might do to take care of a situation, it's so diversified, I couldn't say. It's not like God's at the point says, okay, I've got control, nobody do anything until I do that. That's a hierarchy thing. He's not into hierarchy. He has a plan, he's going to do things, and they're like, okay, that's what he's going to do. But it's sort of like, okay, well, I compared the Divine Haboob to a surprise party. Like, you can consider a surprise birthday party. You know that the party's going to happen on or really close to your birthday, but you don't know exactly when and where. So, but you know the general time period in which it's going to occur. Well, someone who's been invited to that surprise birthday party, they can wait and do their things, whatever they want to do at the party. They can give you a gift. They can do that ever at the birthday party. But if they see you before or after and they want to give you an extra gift, or if they see that you're hungry or having a problem, they don't have to say, oh, well, I know we'll just wait until your birthday party and then we'll take care of it. They might decide to just go ahead and take care of the situation themselves. And it doesn't affect the birthday party at all, but that might be occurring. So I just want you to don't just say, well, I have time here, or I have time there, or this is what's going to happen here, or and then until this happens, all those rationalizings and reasonings about whether or not to adjust or make changes may not work for your, any rationalizations you could make or reasonings as to aren't going to be beneficial. Right now, at this exact moment, this isn't, okay. Right now, this, what I'm saying to you right now, this is not just me talking. I am here. I am present. I have concerns. And it's because of my concerns I am here. But there are a lot of other ones that are present right now that are carefully watching and monitoring the situation. And it's not a threat. It is a warning. There is a difference. A threat is, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to cause harm to you. It's abusive. A warning is, this is a dangerous thing. You may not want to lick the light bulb, lick the outlet. Right. Don't stick your tongue in the outlet is not a threat. Don't stick your tongue in the outlet is a warning. And you're being sort of told, you do this a lot. You keep sticking your tongue in that outlet and getting shocked, but you keep going back and doing it. The voltage has been put up higher now. If you put your tongue in that outlet now, you're going to suffer and die. So there's a lot of them that are saying, this is where you're at right now. And that's why I keep doing this. And it just keeps coming to me. It's like, he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it. He's looking at that outlet. He's thinking about that outlet. he's going to go over there and put his tongue on that outlet. You just watch. He's going to do it. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't. And you're like, okay, I won't. But some part of you is like, I think I might. There's a good chance I'm going to do it. Okay.